the thing in fighting, the hard part about in the combat sports world is once you start to make that kind of money and you want to say, well, it never changed me. It's impossible not to change. It's impossible to go from, where you were to where you are today financially. Floyd and I have known each other for a long time. And, when I first met Floyd, he lived in an apartment that Top Rank used to put a lot of their fighters in. Yeah. He lived in this apartment down on, I want to say it was off Flamingo. And, he just started to make some money. Yeah. So, I went over his house. He was showing me all the sweaters that he bought and all the things, Floyd's always been that guy. Yeah. He likes to shop and he likes to buy clothes and, it's...
UFC President Dana White has officially ended the fantasy of Mayweather's endless wealth. In a recent high-profile interview, White didn't just criticize Floyd. He completely tore apart his social media image. Dana argued that the flashy, gold-covered lifestyle Floyd shows on Instagram is mostly fake and doesn't match his real financial situation. He pointed to Mayweather's claims about owning a huge property empire and reports of growing unpaid debts as proof that the boxing legend is running out of money.
Well, do you think Floyd is definitely done?
No, I don't know if he's done. I mean, he could probably come back and he'll have a boxing match. I don't take away from what Floyd's accomplished in boxing, but he's stepping away.
Dana White, who has seen some of the biggest paydays in combat sports, knows exactly how much Floyd earned from the legendary Conor McGregor fight. Even so, he didn't hold back when calling Floyd a reckless and irresponsible spender. Dana said that any normal person would be financially secure for many lifetimes after a payday like that. But Floyd's lack of self-control has become his biggest weakness. He lives an extremely lavish lifestyle with no concern for the future. White questioned how anyone could spend money so carelessly without ending up in a financial disaster.
Floyd Mayweather, which ironically is a boxing event, but it's the biggest combat sports fight ever.
What did that gross?
It did 4.4 or 4.5 million buys at $100 a buy.
Going even further, White made a sharp comparison between Mayweather and UFC fighters who never earned even 5% of Floyd's boxing purses. He pointed out that those fighters still manage to live wisely, invest in real assets, and build wealth for future generations, while Floyd spent huge amount of money on short-term luxuries. White also challenged Floyd's billionaire status, saying he has strong evidence and enough proof that Mayweather's billionaire image is nothing more than a marketing myth.
Somebody you know well, somebody you have worked with, obviously, Floyd Mayweather. I have been dying to hear your perspective, your thoughts, what you actually think about this YouTuber fighting maybe the greatest boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money and, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, get in there and make money.
I'm not saying I've seen every receipt in Floyd's wallet, but let's be honest. The man is not a billionaire. Period. White said he argued that there is no excuse for living so recklessly when your wealth is being wasted on overpriced jewelry and expensive toys that lose value. White also mentioned a past interview where Floyd claimed he was making $300 million every month. Dana laughed at the claim, calling it complete fiction and saying only very gullible people will believe such an obvious lie. He added that Floyd's reputation has become so bad that luxury stores in major cities are publicly accusing him of unpaid bills.
He apparently wants $20 million to fight next. Is he going to see $20 million?
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Hey.
The internet quickly exploded with people agreeing with Dana's comments. One viral fan comment called Mayweather the ultimate high-stakes gambler, who only shows his biggest wins while hiding his worst losses from the public. The fan argued that Floyd has never truly respected the value of money and suggested that his repeated comeback fights are desperate cash grabs instead of a real love for boxing. Even Floyd's former best friend turned rival, 50 Cent, has spent years warning people about Mayweather's poor financial decisions.
That was able to capitalize on his fame, his personality, and everything else.
Another fan took an even harsher approach by mocking Floyd's intelligence. The guy can't even read a teleprompter, let alone a balance sheet. The fan joked. They claimed that as long as Floyd can buy another expensive toy to show off, he doesn't care that he's wasting his future. Meanwhile, others offered a more thoughtful opinion. They argued that while Floyd may own valuable assets, very little of his wealth is actually available in cash. If he really invested $300 million in real estate, as he claims, then most of that money is tied up, leaving him cash poor while trying to maintain a billionaire lifestyle.
And, you know, when a guy like Floyd Mayweather starts putting it on you, it's not even going to be a fight. It's going to be ridiculous.
The cracks started showing when Mayweather tried to show off his tax payments online. He posted a photo of an $18 million check made out to the IRS, but the move quickly backfired. Internet users pointed out that the check looked fake because it seemed to be missing a normal routing number. Others argued that even if it was real, posting it only showed arrogance and an inflated ego. This happened around the same time reports claimed he spent $1.1 million on Super Bowl tickets, bringing a bus full of guests to Allegiant Stadium just to prove he could still afford it.
Listen, I understand these kids want to make some money, and, you know, they do what they got to do and say what they got to say to try to, you know, get in there and make money. This is going to be such a one-sided, ridiculous ass whooping. It's not even going to be funny. It's going to be...
Mayweather refused to stay silent and responded through World Boxing News. He claimed he was offered a free VIP pass to the Super Bowl, but turned it down because he didn't want to attend alone. Instead, he wanted to arrive with a large group. "I don't kiss anyone's feet, and I never beg for favors," Floyd said. He insisted that by paying the $1.1 million bill himself, he stayed in control of the luxury suite. He also said he felt blessed to bring 34 guests to the first Super Bowl in Las Vegas, even though his favorite team, the Detroit Lions, had just missed a big game.
Craft Irish whiskey, and I think he has a beard now. He goes from wearing sandals to have mink slippers. He goes from living in very meager house to living in an ivory tower. And he hadn't fought. I'm looking at it we last fought in January 2020. What do you expect when he steps back into the ring?
He's at a place in his life and in his career that, you know.
To further prove his wealth, Floyd bragged that paying $18 million in taxes was only a small payment for him. He asked people to imagine how much he paid when he was still an active boxer. Floyd claimed that since retiring in 2015, he has earned more than $500 million through exhibition fights and smart investments, including his luxury gentlemen's club in Las Vegas. He insisted that rumors about him being broke were nothing but jealous exaggerations, but 50 Cent's long-standing warnings about Floyd's serious tax problems continue to follow him.
Canelo is still the man.
Yes.
You know?
He's been for a long, long time.
And he jumps in there and he does it and he goes to work, and it's hard to stay at that level for a very long time. And Canelo's another guy. I mean, what's this guy clipping? 40 mil a fight?
Easy.
Something like that. You know what I mean? Not including what he's making outside of the ring. So,
Canelo is still the man. He has been the top guy for a very long time. Every time he steps into the ring, he goes to work and gets the job done. Staying at that level for so many years is extremely difficult. Canelo is another fighter who reportedly makes around $40 million per fight, and that's not even counting everything he earns outside the ring. While some people dismiss 50 Cent's comments as just another petty beef, the reality is that the Mayweather circus keeps getting stranger every day. Forbes once estimated Floyd's net worth at around $700 million, mostly because of the $200 million payday from the Pacquiao fight alone. That leaves one big question. How could all that money disappear?
I make this different houses. So as you guys can see, this is one of my closets. You know, we got bags, we got stuff everywhere. We got this ladder right here where you can take, you know, it's got stuff everywhere. So, you know, you wanna go rare.
The McGregor fight was a brilliant business move, but Floyd's recent announcement of a New Year's Eve exhibition in Japan against 20-year-old kickboxer Tenshin Nasukawa left the boxing world completely confused. Fans expected something much bigger. Around the same time, Floyd showed off one of his closets, filled with bags, clothes, and luxury items everywhere. He proudly said he had everything anyone could want. But 50 Cent, also known as Curtis Jackson, quickly jumped on Instagram and mocked the Japan exhibition, suggesting it looked more like a financial emergency than a smart business decision.
That you guys want to do, whatever you want to do, all from the bottom all the way to the top. So, like any kind of bag and everything you can.
Boxing fans on X also joined in, saying Floyd only accepts these strange fights whenever he needs more cash. Most people expected a huge rematch with Manny Pacquiao, but instead Floyd chose a confusing exhibition in Tokyo. Things became even stranger when he arrived at the Tokyo press conference looking unusually tired and without his core TMT promotional team. That immediately started rumors that his inner circle was falling apart. Floyd continued talking about success, saying anyone could go from the bottom to the top and own everything they dreamed of.
People, how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
Many fans felt something about the entire situation looked very different from the Floyd they were used to. 13. The Tokyo event felt unusual for longtime Mayweather fans. Normally, Floyd is surrounded by Mayweather Promotions, Showtime branding, and his full team. This time, only the TMT logo stood behind him. He was much quieter than usual and did not even brag about how much money he would make from the Nasukawa fight. That led many people to believe he was making these moves out of necessity. One ex-user even wrote, "A man who spends $18 million on one watch is a man addicted to fast cash." Floyd later tried to shift attention by claiming he had purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City, saying he owned them all himself with no partners involved.
It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm pointing like this because all of them. We're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on.
The public narrative slowly began to change. Many people started wondering if Floyd's financial empire was beginning to crack. Critics argued that when someone spends millions on gambling, jewelry, luxury cars, and a large entourage, even a $300 million payday can disappear quickly. His recent decisions look more like desperation than legacy building. Some even questioned whether the IRS was finally closing in on the money Mayweather era. At the same time, reports revealed that Floyd was dealing with growing legal problems behind the scenes.
IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero, so we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, still incarcerated. Yeah. Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo.
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments.
Floyd is currently facing lawsuits over alleged unpaid debts and breach of contract, with some plaintiffs accusing him of fraudulent business dealings. Court documents also suggested that his chief of staff may have been involved in questionable operations alongside the boxing champion. For nearly 20 years, Floyd represented the gold standard of boxing wealth with private jets, yachts, expensive shopping, and nonstop luxury. But these lawsuits suggested that the endless flow of money might finally be slowing down. Former associates also described how Floyd would return from fights and immediately spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on chains, Lamborghinis, and other luxury items.
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail. Right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you...
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when... But see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he going to...
Like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather?
Well, he changed his mind.
Now, what do you mean he changed his mind?
Like, as he was actually going in to jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather promotions.
Right.
Then as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather promotions. There's no LLC, there's no CEO.